afternoon's women's hockey game between the Saints of St. Lawrence University and your RPI Engineers. Let's meet the starters for both clubs. First, for St. Lawrence, a forward from North Vancouver, British Columbia, number 10, junior Hannah Miller. A forward from Aurora, Ontario, number 26, senior Brooke Webster. A forward from Portis, Ontario, number 16, junior Kenny Marchman. A defenseman from Montijo, Washington, number 17, sophomore Lydia Malala. A defenseman from Farmington, Michigan, number 5, senior Kirsten Pettis. In goal today for the Saints from Auckland, New Zealand, number 29, sophomore Grace Harrison, and the rest of the Saints of St. Lawrence. The head coach of the Saints in his 9th season is Chris Wells. The associate head coach is Ted Wisner. The assistant coach is Mayor McDougall Barry. Now, introducing the starters for your RPI Engineers. Forward from Belleville, Ontario, number 15, senior co-captain Laura Orwood. Forward from Guilford, New Hampshire, number 14, junior Shayla Tomlinson. Forward from Case Mills, New York, number 10, freshman Blake Oro. Defenseman from Copenhagen, Denmark, number 9, sophomore Josephine Hansen. Defenseman from Minnetonka, Minnesota, number 17, senior Hannah Gahonik. In goal today for the Engineers from Sollentuna, Sweden, number 35, sophomore Lovisa Selander. And the rest of the RPI Engineers. Head coach of the Engineers in his 14th season is John Burke. The assistant coaches are Christy Cicero and Jake Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise for the playing of the national anthems of Canada and the United States by the RPI Pep Band.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Houston Fieldhouse for today's ECAC hockey matchup featuring the 5th-ranked Saints of St. Lawrence University and the RPI Engineers. Here on RPI TV, the Saints come in at 23-2 overall. They're 12-2-1 in ECAC hockey play. The Engineers at 9-16-2, 6-8-1 in the league. RPI coming off of a loss yesterday to number 3 Clarkson, 4-2. They were in the game. They came back to tie it at 2 in the second period, but a late second period goal from the Golden Knights. And then a third period tally to create a little more separation. Gave Clarkson the win. For St. Lawrence, they were in action over in Schenectady yesterday. They beat the Dutch women 8-1, not providing much resistance there. As we're just about set to drop the puck here, all the mics are working. They are. Good. That's good news. Big game here for RPI, trying to salvage some points from this weekend as they are currently in 7th place. Top 8 make the playoffs. Still a number of weekends left to go. And we drop the puck at the Houston Fieldhouse. RPI in their home whites. The Saints in their home, visiting red and brown, as a shot by Laura Horwood skims high over the top of the net. It'll be picked up by Hannah Bohanek on the other side. Trying to clear it out was Lydia Grauer, and it'll be carried to center by Brooke Webster. This top line for the Saints very dangerous. Now they turn it into a near 2-on-1 chance, although Kennedy Marchman's pass is broken up. She jumps right back on it, fed to the circle, centering pass out in front, couple jams, and the puck comes free from Solander. She had to make a save, right back into the circle. Turning with it, Hannah Miller. She'll circle the net. 40 seconds in, and this top line showing why it is so potent here with a couple of early chances. Here's Miller, a wrister towards goal, saved by Solander. Rebound pops to the point. Pedalis with it there, trying to work it down low. Swept away by Hansen, and Josephine Hansen will try to play to center for Blake Oro. She'll shoot it off the far wall. Poked on further by Horwood. Stopped up there by Grauer. Trying to catch the Engineers in a change. It's worked up the wall quickly. Nadine Edney. She'll stop at the half boards. And now Hansen off the glass to center. It'll be carried on further. Thomas trying to work it ahead. Threw it to the blue line. Grigsby was waiting there at a standstill. Had it knocked away from her, but in deep. Here's Moore now for St. Lawrence. Alex Moore, a senior from Napanee, Ontario. Puck comes back to the point. Kimberly throws it wide of goal. Caroms around to the half boards. Justine Reyes to center. Here comes Edney. She'll just dump it in wide of the net. Picked up there by Amanda Kimberly, junior defenseman from Anoka, Minnesota. And she'll slow it up there. Backing off are the Saints. Ahead for Grigsby. Grigsby, cross-ice dump into the corner. Not quite 2 minutes into the first period. No score here. RPI and St. Lawrence, a fast-moving period with no stoppages as of yet, as it'll be carried on by Whitney Wren, and she flips it into her own bench. And Whitney wanted to wish a happy 81st birthday to her grandfather watching back home. So happy birthday there. Early thoughts here.
Well, so far the game looks pretty even. No team's really giving an edge to the other one. It's despite the record distinction, the two teams have very vast differing records. It's probably going to be a close game, I think.
Yep, these two teams met in November with the Saints winning 4-1 on that occasion. Although RPI looking to pick up some points here as a puck trickling towards the RPI net. It'll be played behind the goal by Dakota Gold, a freshman from Rolling Meadows, Illinois. And it's quickly turned back the other way by the Engineers. Scooped into the corner. First one to it would be Pedalis, a senior from Farmington, Michigan. Works it across to her defensive partner. Amanda Butterfield to center. Tipped in deep, so no icing. Josephine Hansen, the sophomore from Denmark, will work it ahead. Good corral there. Here's Shayna Tomlinson into the zone. She had an assist yesterday against the Golden Knights. A backhand wide from Horwood. That puck caught up with her quickly as it's out to center. Gathered there by Hannah Bohanek, senior from Minnetonka, Minnesota. Shoved right back towards her from center. She'll track it down in the corner. Takes a look around as Hansen with her. Uses her on the indirect through the middle of the ice. Not held on to this time by Tomlinson. Shot coming, blocked away, and it'll be picked up by Horwood. And the senior from Belleville, Ontario, skates it to center ice. She'll chip it in and go off on a change. It'll be corralled there behind the goal by the Saints' Amanda McClure, the junior from Stratford, Ontario. Cross ice feed behind Grigsby. She'll try and track it down. Battle for the puck goes behind. It'll be played there by Grauer. Up the boards to center ice. Gathered and shot back in by Christian Iwanski, the freshman defenseman from Marquette, Michigan for RPI. Turned right back up ice by Grauer. Too far for the intended target, Edney. Right back to Grigsby. She'll move it across the blue line. Fired in on goal. And it's handled there and covered by Grace Harrison. The sophomore netminder comes in with a 17-3-2 record out of Auckland, New Zealand.
Yeah, RPI getting a decent number of shots there. They keep that up, one of them is going to fall eventually. They just got to keep up the pressure.
Draw here. One back. Here's Moore trying to work it up the boards. Played on further. Edney will skate it into the offensive zone. Edney centering pass, skips through a stick. There's a good back check there by the Engineers, getting everybody behind the puck there as the cross-ice feed was knocked away. It'll be played in. Gathered there by the Saints. Justine Reyes, sophomore from Chino Hills, California, has 9 goals and 9 assists on the year. This is the Saints team trying to keep pace with the Clarkson Golden Knights. They 2 campuses just 10 miles away in the North Country. As a shot from the point is tipped wide of goal by the left pad of Solander on the try by Moore. Separated by just a couple of points in the standings are the Saints and Golden Knights. RPI, of course, facing Clarkson yesterday, the number 3 team in the country. St. Lawrence, number 5, wheeling towards the middle of the ice there was Edney, and never really got the shot away. It'll be played up the far boards. Cannot be corralled by Katie Rooney. Saints trying to change with the puck in the offensive end. RPI freshman Megan Hayes from Hartford, Vermont tries to track it down in the corner. It'll be played back behind. This is the defenseman Moore now all the way in deep. Back to the point. McClure wrists one towards goal, blocked away. It was kicked at by Hillwall. They can't clear. Right on in front, a backhander, and they score. Engineers unable to clear, and Brooke Webster picks up the goals, her 16th of the year. A 1-0 Saints lead, just over 5 minutes in.
Yeah, a little bit of a mind lapse right there. Since they weren't able to clear it, St. Lawrence was able to capitalize on that opportunity. RPI was playing excellent defense up until that point. They got to forget that goal. It's only 5 minutes into the game. We got well over some time left in the game. I think that RPI is doing a good job actually so far. It's one of those 10 minutes have gone, 1 goal has been scored. That's not big yet. They haven't allowed a second goal. If anything, I think they still have a chance to tie it up before the period ends.
Puck behind the goal. Raspa forces the turnover, trying to jam it out in front. And it was stolen away and skated to center ice by Amanda Butterfield. Puck to the side of the cage, off of a mask, still sat in the middle of the ice. It was puck to the side of the cage, off of a mask, still sat in the middle of the ice. It was a funny hop there that came off of one of the Saints' face masks and sat right in the slot area, but they were able to clear. Now back the other way, loose in the front of the Saints net, and now they skated to center. Pass off a skate again. Karams to center, a little bit of pinball here. Now we got a penalty coming up. That's going to go on the Engineers, as they're going to need to get a touch here. Off to the bench goes Harrison, but it won't matter as Kimberly gets a touch of the puck. We'll see the Saints power play for the first time with 8:16 to go in the first. Interference is the call. It's going to go on Raspa.
That's going to be a little bit of a difficulty for RPI. If I remember correctly, the Saints have a pretty decent power play percentage, so they're going to have to work extra hard if they want to kill this one.
16.1 to be exact for St. Lawrence on the power play. The Engineers penalty kill at an even 80% on the year, 88 for 110. Here is Pedalis skating towards the blue line, drops it off, wrist shot coming, looking for the redirection down low from Webster, didn't get it, as it was taken by Miller. And now Pedalis again. Drop pass. Fake a slapper. Back to Pedalis in the circle. Deflects towards the net. And it was that time Marchman who got her stick on the try, but pushed it way wide, and the Engineers are able to clear. Justine Reyes will start things out for the Saints from behind their own goal. Broken up at neutral ice by Thomas. Digging away in front of the Saints bench. Now Marchman Webster stick handling, gave it right away to Hansen. She'll lob it in towards goal, and the left pass stop has to be made by Harrison. Those short hops are never fun for goaltenders, even from that distance. She was able to deal with that one well. Now Grant for the Saints into the zone. Poked free. Right back to her. Grant to the point. Fed far side by Grauer. A drive from a tight angle. Saved by Solander. Does a nice job corralling the rebound and covering. It was Reyes from really the bottom of the circle. Not a great shooting angle. Or excuse me, make that McClure who took that shot. And Solander was able to cover it up.
And maybe St. Lawrence is getting a little flustered. They want to score on this power play, and half the time has already gone by.
Shots are 6-2 Saints. So one shot so far on the man advantage. Flipped on goal again. Solander thought about covering. Now she pokes away out of the danger area. Nielsen, as the shot comes wide from Grauer. Fed all the way down the ice by the Engineers. They clear 30 seconds to go in the power play. McClure back to pick it up. She's being pressured by Rapace. Already established one of the better two-way forwards on this RPI club, just as a freshman out of Toronto. Rung in by Grauer. Carried on further by Webster. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Fed in front, picked up by Grigsby. Tries to be cute with it, nearly gave it away, and the Saints Engineers unable to clear. She tried to make a move in the circle instead of just being sure of the play. Now out of the box, the shot comes. It's blocked away. Rooney onto the ice now as Rasmus' penalty has expired. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play. In the corner now, Webster coming up on 6 minutes to go in the first period. Pedalis trying to poke it free at the point. Carried on further by Rooney. She's all alone, 1-on-2. Only Saints trailing the play. Backhand shot was blocked. It'll be picked up there by Moore. Moore stick handling away. Finds Pedalis, who uses the wall to clear to center. Whitney Wren slaps a wobbling puck to the near side. Rooney dumps it in. Harrison has a lot of pressure coming from Tomlinson. Tried to center it out in front. Had Oros, but she couldn't corral as that puck was skipping a bit. Now to the boards. Knocked down Vespa. Shot to Marchment. Jumping into the play was Ferroli. And she might have gotten away with one there as we get a whistle. No, she didn't get away with it. It's going to be a trip. It's going to go on Kendra Ferroli. RPI dressing 7 defensemen this afternoon, including the freshman from Irvine, California, Kendra Ferroli, but she's going off for tripping right here.
Yeah, it looks like St. Lawrence is going to get another power play opportunity. Let's see what they can do with this one. They didn't capitalize on the previous one. Let's see if RPI can kill it.
Puck one in deep towards Marchment. And now intercepted by Tomlinson. Back out to center. Pedalis as Tomlinson and Miller get tangled up in the neutral zone. It's carried on further by Pedalis. Hands it off there. Here's Webster, the goal scorer. Behind the net. Indirect off the wall from Marchment back to Pedalis. And now Marchment feeding it back door. Only Horwood was waiting. She couldn't corral it, but she did enough to break it up. Skating with it, Reyes into the slot. Takes a shot, just missed wide left. Kept in by Pedalis along the wall. Here's Miller. Miller. Marchment trying to center. It's broken up nicely by the Engineers and out to center. That hit a shin pad, but good defensive positioning on the PK for RPI. So 1:05 to go on the man advantage. Saints making a change as Pedalis has been out there for the entire power play. Has the puck along the far wall. Stolen away by Horwood. She'll just squeak it past the skate of Grant all the way down. Approaching 4 minutes to go in the first. 44 seconds on the St. Lawrence power play. Nielsen just across the blue line, stops with it there. Sweeping poke check from Thomas doesn't work out. And now fed to the far circle. A shot that goes wide from McClure. Can they keep it in at the point? For the time being, yes. Grauer now out to center. Cross-ice feed from Hill was broken up by Grant, and she'll skate it back the other way. And it's a nice job to not only stop the pass, but hold on to it. Now Grant right into the circle. Try to make a move around Wren. Lost the puck for a moment. Goes behind the goal. Wren pinned against the end wall. 10 seconds to go on the St. Lawrence power play. Pinching in was Grauer. To the corner it goes. Whitney Wren trying to clear. Put it right onto the tape of Webster. They duel in the corner. Penalty over. RPI's killed off the 2 St. Lawrence power plays so far. Tight angle shot hits the back of the net. It'll be picked up by Wren. On for Raspa. Raspa to center. Thomas couldn't control it. It was a little bit behind her. Now a shot coming. Blocker saved by Solander. She saw that well off the stick of Webster, who was making a bid for number 2. To the corner. Raspa gathers there. To center. Past everybody. Thomas wants a change, and she'll get it here. Pedalis trying to turn it around quickly. Gather at the boards by Grant. In comes Webster. Drop pass Grant. Over the top of the net. Pinching in along the near boards by Pedalis. One touch pass off the wall doesn't work out for Vespa. And the Engineers take over. Rapace to center ice. Kimmerly. She'll cross center, dumps it in, hits a body. Miller to the far wall. Gathered by Marchment there. Trying to make a move was Hannah Miller on a couple of Engineers. That doesn't work out, although it's swatted free. Trying to dangle there was Reyes, stolen away. Tomlinson chipping to center ice for Grigsby. Engineers into the zone. Trailing player is, I believe that's Hayes. It was. The pass back was broken up, and now here comes Marchment. Drop pass in the circle. Turning with it, Reyes. Had a step on Horwood, who recovers well. Now to the point for Moore. A lot of pressure there. That puck goes just behind Tomlinson. Now gathered by Hansen. Cross ice pass carried out by Megan Hayes. Hayes to center ice, trying to dump it in. Engineers are just onside, but it was broken up well by Moore. Moore up the boards and all the way down. This should be icing on the Saints. And we get a whistle. 1:23 to go. While a faceoff coming all the way down the ice. And a good little breather here for RPI. There's a good chance here late in the period.
Yeah, score is still pretty close. It's 1-0. RPI can score right here, tie the game back up. They don't have as many shots on goal as I think they would like. Only got 2 shots on goal this period. Hopefully they can fix that next period, or better yet, they can fix it now.
Kimmerly from the point. Her shot was blocked over the top of the net by Nielsen. Fed around. Reyes gets it as far as center. Whipped right back in by Wren. Moore up the boards. And now Webster. Saints on the attack. Good cross ice feed. Blocker save there by Solander on Nielsen. Under a minute to go in the period. Wren for Rooney. The senior out of Buffalo, Minnesota. Good to have her back in the lineup. Missed a number of games due to injury. This is just Rooney's 17th game of the year. The team's 28th. Shot in by Whitney Wren. Down to 30 seconds to go in the period. Pedalis. Engineers try to pressure her, but the puck comes free. Well worked to Grauer. Miller to center. Jumping up the wall was Hansen, but she couldn't keep it from going deep into RPI territory. It'll be gathered there by Bohonic. On for Horwood. One more rush maybe, if they can get it to center. Pedalis has other ideas, although Horwood swats it out of the air. 8 seconds to go. In comes Horwood on her backhand. Forehand! Penalty coming. Where's the puck? It was kept out with 3 seconds left, and Laura Horwood, who was already a top 10 play on ESPN, was bidding for another there. Holy cow. What a move by Laura Horwood. She draws the penalty. If she scored that one, you'd have to say it was more impressive than the previous.
Yeah, well, if I remember correctly, she was at number 7 on the top 10. That was at least like a 5 if that went in.
Of course, all plays for Laura Horwood the rest of the year will be judged based on that one, but it will be a power play for RPI. She was tripped by Pedalis. First, she knocked it out of the air at the blue line, then dangled around a couple of Saints players on the way in. Face-off one to the corner. Tomlinson couldn't center, but Pedalis made sure that this time Laura Horwood did not finish off the highlight reel goal. Tripped her up, though. RPI will have almost a full 2 minutes of power play time when the second period gets going, but not a bad end to the first. Wasn't a great start for the Engineers. Saints got on the board early. 5 minutes in, Brooke Webster scoring her 16th goal of the year. But RPI with some pressure late. Overall, the shots show 10-2 in favor of the Saints, but not a bad scoreline if you're RPI at this point, having the 2 penalties that they had to kill off themselves.
And also, don't forget, RPI is going to start with 1 minute and 57 seconds worth of a power play. That right there could automatically be a goal. It could accumulate more shots, could wear down the goalie. A lot of unknowns going into the second period because of that power play.
We will step aside and be back with the second in a few minutes while they celebrate Alumni Day here, Alumni Weekend, with the alumni out on the ice for our first intermission. Your score after one period is St. Lawrence 1 and RPI nothing. You're watching RPI Women's Hockey on RPI TV.
It began as a club team in 1977 with participants from a wide variety of the Rensselaer community, including students, faculty, and friends. Since that time, we've seen the club team win a national championship, and the team have unparalleled success at the Division III level. With the guidance and leadership of Dr. Jackson, the Engineers were elevated to Division I status in 2005, which has included some of the most memorable games in the history of the sport, including an exhausting 5-overtime playoff win at Quinnipiac in February 2010. At this time, we're going to introduce the former student athletes who wore the cherry and white, beginning with our newest alums. First, we have Marielle Mankey, class of 2016. Brandy Banks, class of 2016. Lauren Wash, class of 2016. Catherine Schilter, class of 2015. Madison Marzario, class of 2014. Taylor Mahoney, class of 2015. Brianna Piper, class of 2015. Andy Ladon, class of 2013. Taylor Horton, 2013. Elisa Harrison, class of 2012. Jill Vandegrift, class of 2012. Audrey Stapleton, class of 2013. Amanda Castanetti, class of 2012. Amy Pierce, class of 1999. Tina Sozik, class of 1998. Jess Townsley, class of 2002. Meredith Langell Braverman, 2005. Andrea Briggs, 2002. Rosie DeRosa, 2003. Jennifer Speck, class of 2002. Talia Acombra, class of 2000. Robin Healy, class of 98, and Judy Kuntz, class of 97. Kim Fish Beecher, class of 1989. And now, for those who set the foundation for women's ice hockey at RPI, we would like to now introduce Kim Fish Beecher, 1989. Karen Roster, 1987. Liz Trzynski, class of 85. Jill Hepp, class of 82. Amy Wilson Dickinson, class of 82. Shelley Rosenbaum Lipman, class of 81. Roberta Mulder, class of 81. Ruth Staiano, 1979. Susan Brownell, 1979. Janice Dufour, 1979. Becky Taylor Delamater, 1976. Chris Costa Voigt, 1976. And Carol Barber Pilsler, 1976. 76. Congratulations and welcome back, ladies. Congratulations, ladies. Let's have a nice round of applause, folks. Download your Dunkin' Donuts welcome app and send it to the Houston Fieldhouse box office for a discount on tickets to upcoming engineer home games. The Dunkin' Donuts welcome app is your gateway to Dunkin' Donuts perks, where you can earn rewards and points on purchases. Dunkin' Donuts is proud to be the official coffee of RPI Hockey and RPI Athletics. Your engineers run on Dunkin'. Fans, Brian's Waves is proud to support RPI Athletics. Head down to downtown Troy and check out their new club kitchen. And once again, RPI Hockey would like to welcome back all RPI women's hockey alumni, and thanks to all of our fans for coming out to the game. Thank you for your support.
I know it's like, I feel like deja vu. It's like waking up fresh. She almost did.
You definitely get on it if you're in it like 2 weekends in a row.
Right. Like, remember the girl? Oh, yeah, I should do that again. It was better. Yeah.
I didn't realize that ESPN existed. Apparently it did.
What is it? They're the number one play.
Yeah. ESPN.
I only knew it existed because John was watching it yesterday.
What was it? I remember she was
Hey, guys.
Oh, that's
For ESPN,
ESPN game of the night.
no qualification, yeah. ESPN parent, number one.
ESPNW said the number one play of the week.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when
Just
restricted
like, hey,
to,
you know the girl? She did it again.
yeah,
Just say that.
when restricted and like eliminating all of the men's plays.
Incredible shot on a hockey goal or incredible shot on a soccer goal? Oh, yeah. It's one of those, it's like, which one do we put at number one? Yeah, that becomes a little bit arbitrary. Whatever you like for. Never sport. Some people are like, that wasn't that hard. Like, I'm playing the sport and I don't like the sport or whatever. Like, some people will think like a basketball dunk should be the number one play every week because a normal human being can't do it. There's some truth to it. I was about to say, I think I classify myself as a normal human being. I'm pretty sure I can dunk pretty often. Yeah? Yeah. Well, I mean, like, real tall. Yeah. Oh, yeah, real tall. Like, if you're a normal giant human, like 5'8", coming in. That makes me feel better because then that means in their mind, tall people doing stuff is more impressive than short people doing stuff.
One thing, I'm not sure if it merits discussion on air or not, but I noticed that their goaltenders and hats was like different decorated.
Fun.
Yeah, it's like
Oh yeah, white.
there might be like a sticker to it. Weird, I don't know why. Yeah.
Set for period number 2 at the Houston Fieldhouse, RPI and number 5 St. Lawrence. Engineers are on the power play for a minute 57 to start the period. Shots in the first 10-2. Engineers 0 for 1 officially on the power play with no power play shots yet. The Saints were 0 for 2 in the first. They had 3 shots on the man advantage. Faceoffs were even at 7 apiece. As it's tipped into the zone, and here comes Katie Rooney for RPI as the Engineers now skate from left to right across your screen. Sabrina Rapace at the point, or make it Bohunic rather, a shot and a save. That came off the pad of Harrison. So already a better power play, just 10 seconds in. Now a backhand try, rebound, a save by Harrison, they put it home! Katie Rooney on the rebound as the Engineers stick to it and tie the game on the power play for Rooney. If it's hers, it's her second of the season. As they kept battling, I thought Harrison made a spectacular save on Tomlinson. She may have, but didn't hold on to it, and the Engineers were able to stick it home.
I told you at the end of the first period, all it takes is that one goal, that one opportunity to completely change the game. Now we're looking at a tie ball game. I'm excited to see what happens next.
1-1 game. Engineers now 1 for 2 on the power play. I believe it was just the third power play shot. Ended up sticking past Harrison. She made a great glove save on Tomlinson. At that point, I lost sight of it. But then on the doorstep was Rooney. I believe it's her goal. There's a bit of a delay here.
You got to wonder what the officials could be discussing.
I think goalie interference, that she was juggling the puck. Are they going to look at it? That's the question.
Yeah, it looks like the play is going to be under review.
I'm not sure. Harrison is making the argument that she had the puck and it was knocked away. That's the only thing I can think of a potential goaltender interference, but for the time being, they're not even going to look at it, and I think that's what's being discussed.
Officials talking to a coach at St. Lawrence.
Chris Wells, class of 92 at St. Lawrence. He arguing the same thing. He wants them to look at it, and now I think they will. Referees today are Sean Walsh and Matt Wild. Linesmen are Brett Carrier and Jamie Colasino.
Yep.
So they will go ahead and look at this. They were seemingly reluctant to prior, and I think going to at least do a courtesy look here. Now I'm not sure if the Saints had to use their timeout. We'll find out that information. We're just 32 seconds into the second period. The Engineers have tied the game on what would be a power play goal. And they're looking at, I believe, whether or not the goaltender Grace Harrison for St. Lawrence was interfered with on the play. So if it's my understanding, a coach can challenge a play, a goal, if they have a timeout remaining, which the Saints do, and if it's not overturned, they lose their timeout. Now, if this is something that the referee is looking at on their own, it's a different story. They can do that. And St. Lawrence won't be charged a timeout or a challenge, if you will, to compare it to that of football. But so we'll find all that information out at least by the end of the period. But for the time being, they are reviewing RPI's goal, presumably scored by Katie Rooney.
Yeah, this could be, if this gets overturned, that could actually hurt RPI in more ways than one. It could be a massive mental slap, so to speak, because it's one of those, you just tied the game, there's a massive thrill of excitement, and then suddenly if that goal's taken away, that robs them of any momentum they had going into the period with the power play. So this goal is very important.
Score it. It's a goal. We'll find out whether or not they use. What time? I'll go find out right now. No, we'll drop the puck here. Thought we were going to have a bit more discussion. There will not be. Oh.
St. Lawrence has lost their timeout.
Well, I don't have to go anywhere. It was just announced. St. Lawrence used its challenge on the play, so they don't have their timeout. Not as important in football. Obviously, you don't use them to stop clock or time management, really. More to just usually, in fact, to get a line change and a rest for your players on an icing call somewhere towards the end of the game. They're not as important in hockey as they are in football. There's a shot blocked and moved up the boards.
You gotta wonder what St. Lawrence is thinking now with that goal that just was scored. It's a tie game. Anything can happen now.
And right off the wall comes Reyes. Good poke check by Iwanski. And now back comes Raspa for the Engineers. Raspa in. Tried a little toe drag, but could not get around Grauer. Poked past Hansen. In came Webster, knocked free. RPI fans wanted a too many men call. Not going to get it here. And that one is shot right back into the RPI zone. Marchment backhands up the boards for Miller. Miller, the tallest on this top line for the Saints at 5'9" from North Vancouver, British Columbia. Now a one-timer, an easy stick stop by Solander. She read the play well, saw Moore jump up towards the top of the circle, and the shot didn't have a ton on it. Here's Moore again. Butterfield fed all the way through, pass a little bit behind Miller. Just enough defensively from Hilwa, the co-captain for the Engineers, to break the play up, and now it's out to center. Tipped all the way down the ice, wave off the icing early. Alex Moore back to claim it. 1-1 here, RPI and St. Lawrence. The Engineers tying the game here in this second period on a power play goal by Katie Rooney. No assists listed so far. I'm sure there will be. Here's a turnover in the offensive zone for the Saints. Marchment on for Miller. Tight angle shot and a save by Solander. Oro's off the boards. Put it right onto the tape of Butterfield, who shoots it right back in. Gold. Ferroli tied up behind the cage. Kendra Ferroli over to pick it up for RPI. Plenty of congestion on the far side of the zone. She just chips to center, relieving some of that pressure. Here's Moore again. McClure off the boards in front of the RPI bench. Vespa with a nice move. Cross ice feed. Knocked over there was Wren by Gold. Kind of just backed into her, didn't even see her there. And now it'll be played. Good spin move at the point by Pedalis to keep the play alive in the offensive end. Wren chipping it on for Horwood. Nearly turned into another highlight reel goal late in that first period. It turned into a penalty that became RPI's goal. So give credit to Horwood for making that play almost out of nothing in the final minute of the frame. Here's a good outlet pass to Blake Oro. She scored a goal yesterday. She'll wrist one off the foot of McClure, and the Saints try to turn it around quickly. Toe drag through the neutral zone, pops free. Fanning on the clear was Kimberly. Stolen away, and now Reyes tried to walk away with it. That was poked loose. To the point, kept in by Pedalis. It's in the bench, and we get a stoppage. 16-14 on the clock, second period. Plenty of action here in the frame so far, including a tying goal from the Engineers.
Yeah, right after that goal, you've noticed that there haven't been as many shots on either side of the goal. A lot of the action has been in between those two blue lines. So it's a very back and forth game right now.
Draw it up here, far side of the RPI end. Face-off push to the corner. Top line out there for the Saints. Always have to be aware. That group put in already over 100 points combined this year. Well over. Centering attempt broken up. Now out comes Hansen. On for Thomas. McKenna Thomas on the move. Good move to get free. Tried to center out in front, and Rapace nearly made the play there. There's a great effort from McKenna Thomas, but back come the Saints. Marchment in, drop pass, bouncing puck, no shot comes. Second effort and a sliding play made by Bohonic. Didn't know much of where the puck was, but did know enough to just get in the way, and the Engineers were able to clear. That puck never sat for Hannah Miller, who had the puck right in the middle of the slot. Now a giveaway. Regathered by Grauer, and she's out to center. All the way down the ice it goes. They'll say it was touched or could have been, no icing. Played behind the goal towards Wren, but behind her. Ali Tremblay back for Wren. She'll try to find Kimberly, who locates the puck far side of the RPI zone, chipping to center, broken up at the blue line, kicked on further by Hilwa, turned around by Nielsen. A 2-on-1, a shot and a goal. Justine Reyes, her 10th of the season, gives the Saints back the lead. And it's just a matter of the Engineers having trouble breaking out of their own zone. It was a giveaway. Quickly turned into a 2-on-1, and Reyes made the Engineers pay.
Yeah, nothing you can really do on that one as a goalie. I think one of those, the defense just broke down a little bit there. Goalie can't blame himself on that one.
Saints back in the lead at 2-1. An even strength goal here. Tie up on the center dot. It'll be played by Bohonic, who shoots it in. Reyes, good connection to center. Nadine Edney twisting and turning into the offensive zone. Knocked away by Bohonic, and now Tomlinson chipping to center ice. It's kicked at by Moore. Corralled by Hansen. Josephine Hansen stick handling through center. Fed on further. It was a good pass for Horwood. Laura Horwood up the wall. Oros. And now Moore. Flip to center. Touch pass from Webster. On for Edney. She'll play on for Miller. Poked away for a second by Iwanski. Second try there was Miller. And having to reach back with the glove was Solander, but she's able to keep it out. And we get a stoppage.
A good comparison right now is RPI has 4 shots on goal, whereas St. Lawrence has a very high number in 14 actually now. So RPI might want to try to get a little bit more aggressive on the offensive side, start taking more shots.
Puck behind the RPI goal. Played by Webster. Give and go, and a good save by Solander on Webster. Pedalis. And now carried to center ice. Horwood tripped again, or hooked. And the Engineers are going back to the power play, and again it's Horwood drawing the call.
Yep, RPI scored on their last power play, so this could be another opportunity for them to tie the game up. They're 1 for 2 today on power plays.
Face-off coming here after Miller is off for hooking. Engineers 1 for 2 on the man advantage this afternoon. Here's Rooney. She had that power play goal, her second of the year. Back to the point, Bohonic. Hansen. Pass behind Horwood, she gathers anyway. Hansen, fake a shot, now Horwood. Walking in, blocker save made by Harrison. Sweeping in was Hansen. Good balance to stay on her skates and work it up the boards. Now Hansen again. Down low, tipped on goal. Rebound loose to the side of the crease, and Harrison will cover. It was a great tip, I believe, by Tomlinson at the net front. But an equal quality save from the netminder from New Zealand, Grace Harrison.
Yeah, was able to cover up, but puck gets to stay on the offensive zone for RPI, so we could still see a goal. Minute 30 left in the power play.
The last 2 power plays, including this one, have been night and day from the first one. The Engineers couldn't even get the puck in the zone, but they've been solid since. Now Rooney trying to drive it out in front. Centering pass, poke free. Bohonic sweeps in to gather. Here's Horwood. Plenty of room in the circle. Down low, Rooney looking to feed it out in front, and it skips on through. A couple of Engineers go down in the play, and the Saints just clear to center. Backing up towards their own blue line was Hansen, just plays it off the wall. And she had a lot of pressure coming up the middle from Edney. Back into the corner it goes. Butterfield for the Saints. Trying to dig away there with Horwood. 55 seconds to go on the power play for the Engineers. Their third. To the point. Hansen fakes the shot. Off for Grigsby. Wrist shot coming. That one's blocked as well. Right back to her. Now Hansen. Slapper coming. That one hit bodies in front. Shooting it off the boards out to center. Waiting for it there. At center ice was Josephine Hansen, and now Sabrina Rapace. Far side feed. McKenna Thomas turns. Thomas backhands it off the glass and in deep. 25 seconds to go in the power play. 12 minutes left in the second. Saints have regained the lead at 2-1. Scrum in the corner. Saints won't mind this as it'll run some time off the clock. They're not allowed to change here. They're saying a Saint player covered the puck up in the corner, so we'll have a face-off in the St. Lawrence zone. 13 seconds remain on the power play.
Before the officials were able to notice that the Saints player covered up, they were able to kill 5 seconds off that power play clock. Doesn't sound like a lot, but a lot can happen in 5 seconds.
Face-off here. And Rapace tossed from the dot will force Thomas in. Up against Nielsen. Engineers win it anyway. Wren. Oh. Gets it back. Whitney Wren. Kimberly. Penalty about to expire. Miller's out of the box. Back towards the point. Miller breaks it up. Now she'll look to break. Nearly gathered that long feed ahead from Nielsen. Turning with it now. Miller. Behind the cage. Stops in the corner. Still Miller. Tried to walk it out in front. Comes back to McClure. Her shot, which she partially fanned on. Didn't get all of it. Cleared out to center by the Engineers. Right back into Thomas. She'll lob to center once more off the glove of Hilwa. It'll be gathered here by the Saints. Alternate captain Alex Moore. Bouncing puck. It'll be played here by Webster. Fed off the far wall all the way down. This will be icing on the Saints. 10:49 to go in the second. RPI tied things up early. The Saints had the answer, as it was Justine Reyes who has the go-ahead goal.
Yeah, about half the game left. About 10:49 left in the period. Still plenty of time. RPI can easily get out of this. They did it before. They can do it again.
Up the wall for Hayes. Too far for her. Webster plays. Towards the line, out to center, gathered by Hansen. Cross ice feed, off the wall, Bohonic. Raspa tried to whack it into the zone. Couldn't do so, but it's given right to Tomlinson. On for Hannah Bohonic. Tie up now towards the blue line. Tomlinson will just lob it in. Moore. Watched by Raspa. Uses the boards to get it out to center. Vespa now for the Saints. Ties up with Ferroli. Ferroli works it free for Hansen, and now up the boards to center all the way down. Will they blow this one dead for icing? Yes. And exactly halfway through this second period, will a face-off coming in the RPI zone.
Yeah, ever since that goal, RPI's been doing a good job. They've been pretty aggressive. They've been getting a decent number of shots on goal. Nothing's fallen for them yet. They got to keep the aggression up.
Shot from the point by Grauer, blocked. Out to center ice. Pedalis. Knocked back the other way by Hansen. Pedalis once more. Uses the net to try to get away from Oroz. It's stolen away. Here is Blake Oroz walking in. Couldn't get the shot cleanly. She was disrupted by Grauer. We get a whistle here. And a penalty upcoming. It's going to be interference. Who are they going to get? I don't know. It's on the Engineers. I believe Blake Oroz is the one going off. There she is. Power play time for the Saints. They're 0 for 2 so far. Maybe a bit of frustration there from Oroz as the puck was poked off her stick by Grauer at the last moment. Wasn't able to get a clean shot away. Ended up taking the penalty behind the goal, not where you want to take it. If you're the freshman for RPI, I mentioned she picked up her second goal of the year yesterday against Clarkson. First-year skater, winger out of Chase Mills, New York. But anyway, power play time for the Saints. Marchment to the blue line. Pedalis. Circle for Miller. Back to Pedalis. She has plenty of room at the top of the zone. Off to the circle for Miller. A slapper saved by Solander. No rebound there, as Webster was looking to screen the RPI sophomore goaltender.
RPI going for a massive substitution in here. 4 brand new skaters. Good strategy on their part. Coming in with a lot of fresh people.
We'll draw it up about 30 seconds into the power play for St. Lawrence. They win it back cleanly to Pedalis. Holding. Drops it off for Reyes. One-time pass back to Reyes. Knocked down by Rapace, and she clears. Reyes tried to get the one-timer off. It was knocked away. A little bit of forecheck pressure, shorthanded from Grigsby, but the Saints break it. Webster gloved down by Rapace, bouncing puck. And again, good hand-eye from Rapace there to get enough of it to clear it all the way down. Got to make sure in those cases, and that time she did. Moved out to center ice. Here's Reyes. She has the go-ahead goal in this game, her 10th of the year for the sophomore. 22nd career goal. Loose puck gathered by the Engineers, and this time it's Hansen who makes sure, flinging that one cleanly all the way down the ice. It actually goes in on Harrison, and she will stop it for a whistle. 34 seconds on the power play, the Saints' third of the afternoon.
And this power play is starting to look a little reminiscent of RPI's first power play. RPI doing a great job just keeping the puck on the opposing side of the ice. Really great kill strategy.
Thomas wins the draw. Shot coming, fluttering in. And I don't know if Harrison saw that one. Either she did and knew exactly where it was or didn't see it at all, as she just parried it away with the blocker. Behind the net now. Saints on the attack. It's Grant cycling. Nielsen to the point. McClure. One-timer far side. Didn't get any of it, but luckily for Moore, just sat there. She gathers. McClure, another drive. Off the post. That one hit the outside of the left pipe and made that pinging sound a little less dangerous than it sounded, as it would just graze the outside, but I don't think Solander had the post covered. If she was able to squeak it inside, becomes moot as it's shot all the way down, and it's covered by Harrison. 7:26 left in the second. Engineers have killed off the penalty. They're 3 for 3 on the kill.
Yeah, their shot totals are drastically different from the first period. Only having 2 in the first, they got 8 as of now.
That one fed towards goal, but knocked away by Pedalis out to center. Hansen up the wall. Swatted right back into RPI territory by Gold. Laura Horwood trying to track down a puck in her own end. Played out to center. Race for the puck. Tremblay is going to get there first. 2-on-1 for the Engineers. Centering pass. Shot and a save by Harrison. And the rebound is covered. It was Rooney making a bid for goal number 2, and she was denied by the Saints netminder.
That was a really good save right there. Immediately covered the puck, got in front of it, didn't allow any rebound opportunities for the RPI.
Has to be tough if you're Grace Harrison. You see only 2 shots in the first period, and then you get a bit of a bombardment, all things considered, including having to deal with that 2-on-1, but the Engineers unable to finish it off. Nice job to get the pads together. And now we get a penalty coming up here. Oros was hit by Marchment. I believe a body check call is coming, or a hit from behind. Neither are legal.
Either way, it looks like RPI might be getting another power play opportunity.
They will.
Yeah. Their first goal was a power play. Let's see if they can get their second goal on a power play.
Engineers on the man advantage so far today are 1 for 3. This is their 4th chance. It was Katie Rooney who picked up her 2nd goal of the season early in this period. Kennedy Marchment off for hitting from behind. We'll start the power play for RPI, and it's quickly covered by Harrison.
2 minutes for hitting from behind at 13:09.
For my personal preference on this one, covering the puck doesn't really take any time away from the clock. So more shots they get on that, the more time they get to recover during the power play.
Flip towards the point. Bohonic trying to keep it in. Good play by Nielsen to knock it out. Here's Horwood. Carrying. Stops in the corner, trying to set things up. Hansen quarterbacking the power play here. Fed down low. Saucer pass skips away from Rooney. Rooney now tries to shield away from Moore. Moore will try to waste some time in the corner. The puck between her skates. Engineers work it out. Centering pass out in front. Backhand try. Tomlinson scores! Shayna Tomlinson ties the game on the power play. Her 3rd of the season. We're all knotted at 2.
That has got to hurt. It looked like Grace had the save right there. She had a decent position on it and just could not get in front of the puck in time. That one is going to hurt.
Yeah, it was, you have to credit Josephine Hansen there. She had jumped all the way up to below the hash marks. She was tied up, but it freed Tomlinson. Clear on the play. And we have another delay after an RPI goal. Saints waited for the forward line to come out for St. Lawrence. There they are.
Yeah, today's game is completely different from when the last time they met. We got a game on our hands.
2-2, RPI 2 for 4 on the power play. As it'll be moved into the zone by Webster. Centering pass, shot in a goal. Kennedy Marchment answers. Immediately off the draw, they walk right in, and this ever dangerous, top line makes it 3-2. Oh boy.
The important thing right now is you cannot get discouraged after a play like that. Once you mentally check out, that's when you physically check out as well. Can't get down on that one. Still a close game, 3-2. Got to refocus.
Clearly the primary assist goes to Webster, who made the cross-ice feed. And Marchment just ripped it 5-hole on Solander. Back out in front are the Saints. That goal coming just 11 seconds after RPI tied it. Penalty coming up here. It's going to be a hook. And I believe they got Hayes. So things have gone, have swung drastically over the last not even minute. RPI ties the game on the power play, their second power play goal. 11 seconds later, the Saints answer to take a 3-2 lead, and now Megan Hayes goes to the box, and the Saints will go on the power play for the fourth time.
So far, the Saints haven't been able to capitalize on any power plays. They have yet to get a power play goal. RPI's been doing a good job killing their offense.
So another big kill for the Engineers, who once again find themselves down a goal, as Tomlinson does enough to clear to center ice. McClure. Shot in. Here's Kimberly. Fake to go behind the net. It was broken up by Edney. Vespa into the corner with Tomlinson. Puck comes free to Nielsen. Kayla Nielsen in the corner. Cycling. Some space now for Edney to work. She'll go behind the net. Feeding it out in front. It was broken up by Tomlinson. McClure towards goal. Saved by Solander, who got the pads together. In good position to make the save. Minute 5 to go in the Saints power play. As I mentioned, they're fourth. 4:31 left in the second. Saints have a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, person to keep an eye on during the power play for the Saints is Hannah Miller. She's been involved in, I believe, almost every goal that the Saints have had so far. So our players going to want to keep an eye on her.
Clean face-off win. Here's Reyes as the Saints use 5 forwards on the power play. Padalis, the lone defenseman. Wrist shot coming. That one deflects wide off of Bohonic as the shot came from Hannah Miller. And that one loose to center ice. Gathered by Padalis there. Lots of pressure comes from Grigsby. Couldn't shake it loose. Reyes tipped on for Miller. Being watched by Rapace, drops it back. Here's Reyes. Fed in front, deflected on goal. And a couple of whacks off the side of the net. It was Marchment with the deflection right in front of Solander, but Solander made the save anyway. Now a one-timer and a pad stop by Solander on Miller. Shots are coming in a hurry here from St. Lawrence on this power play. Now Reyes a try. That one takes a deflection, and Solander has to make a right pad stop. Rapace will pick it up and clear. Glove down by Padalis at the point. 9 seconds to go in the power play. Cross-ice feed. Webster. Behind for Marchment. Penalty about to expire. It's over. Saints still on the attack. In comes Padalis, a shot. Blocked in front. Still loose. At the side of the cage. Where is it? And we get a whistle. I believe Solander has it covered. The Engineers survive the Saints power play, but just barely.
Yeah, St. Lawrence being smart. The thing that people always forget to consider in the power play is they still have that one-man advantage until the player gets to where the puck actually is happening on the field. They almost took advantage of that and got the goal. But great play to stop the goal from getting in.
Defensive zone. Face-off won by the Saints. Say for the Engineers, they lost it. Up the boards. Skips past Rooney. Kept in by McClure. Down low. That through the stick of Vespa. Engineers will regather behind the net. Kirsten Owatsky. Shot from Butterfield right into the chest protector of Solander. Might even snuck under the mask, but she's able to hold on and get a whistle. 2:55 on the clock in the second. RPI trying to hold on here. Period has been has seen a number of momentum swings, and right now it's swinging in favor of the visiting Saints.
Yeah, Solander getting a little bit barraged in the past 2 minutes. Lots of shots on goals coming fast and coming furious.
Horwood to center ice behind Oros. I think she kicked it, so no icing. She did. Butterfield behind the cage. McClure up ice and gathered by Edney. Here's Wren. Tipped on by Oros. They wave off the icing. Didn't look like she gained the line. Gave her the benefit of the doubt there. And now gathered by Butterfield once more. Shielding Horwood. Cleared to center. Ferroli takes a whack at it. And now Tomlinson trying to win a puck battle along the wall. Wren on for Raspa. She'll shoot it in from center. 2 minutes to go in the second period. RPI down a goal. Now a good turnover forced by Raspa. Rapace's tight angle shot skips over the net. And now there's a tie up in the corner. Rapace to the point. Hansen trying to work it down low for Grigsby. It's gloved down by McKenna Thomas, who comes sweeping in. Fed to the slot, skips over the stick of Rapace. But she might have had a crack there from a good scoring spot. Cross ice feed. Thomas pressured and lost it. Webster in. Shot coming. Shoulder saved by Solander. Just raised up enough to keep that one out. And going right into the crossbar. Now Thomas looks to break for RPI. McKenna Thomas in. Good move to get loose. Trickles in on Harrison. She'll cover with pressure coming. 1:11 on the clock. Second period. Saints 3, RPI 2.
Yeah, RPI's been playing a little bit too much defense in this past few minutes. St. Lawrence has been very aggressive. If RPI wants to start cutting into the 1-point league, they're gonna have to get the puck more into the offensive zone than they have been.
Face-off, won by the Saints, around to the wall and out to center ice. Shooting in was Webster. Puck deadens on the Zamboni door. Shot around behind by Wren to Kimberly. Has to battle with Marchment there, but works it right back to Wren. Wren fed on further. Skips one through Pedalis there, but Saints able to recover. Tomlinson knocked away. Horwood keeps it in. Wrist shot coming and a glove save by Harrison. Boy, Laura Horwood has been razor sharp. Not just the highlight reel goals, but the ability to keep that puck in the zone and then get that shot away. Face-off coming. One back. Saints have it. Scoop to the corner by Grauer. And now gloved at by Rapace. Gloved the other way by Grant. Hansen shielding in the center circle. Fed onto the near wall, and Thomas couldn't corral. Edney into the RPI zone. She's crunched there by Bohonic. Remember, some board play is allowed. There's just a bit of a gray area between what's a hit and what's board play. There's a shot from the point by Grauer. Of course, body checking a penalty in the women's game. But it is a physical game nonetheless. You have to be aware of that. It's not any little bit of contact is not necessarily a penalty. We saw it there. Equal opportunity to the puck. They let him play. Anyway, that'll do it for the second. Good back and forth action. Sees the Saints maintain their 1-goal lead. After 2, it's 3-2.
Yeah, we're seeing complete parallels actually between this period and the first period. 2 goals by both teams scored in the second period, so a total of 4 points scored as in the previous period where we only had 1. Also, another stat to note is a lot of power plays have been happening now.
So we will step aside and be back with the third. You're watching RPI Women's Hockey on RPI TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Hudson Mohawk Figure Skating Club continues their 67-year-long history at the RPI Music Fieldhouse in Troy to provide young skaters with the opportunity to learn and develop skating skills and now perform at an elite level in the Capital Region. This year, the Houston Nets synchronized skating teams will skate with precision as they move as one. Please welcome the Houston Nets beginner team, coached by Emma Keppel, and our junior team, coached by Donna Wojciechowicz. The beginner team is Adriana Denio, Alicia Ismaris, Hannah Parks, Kendra Fox, Mofe Xu, and Riley Smith. The junior team is Ava Wu, Randy Hill, Corinne Rosie Moon, Grace Huffam, Jordan Breyer, Lauren Zubek, Maria Puglisi, Rashi Mishra, Prapti Mishra, and Ashta Azija. Ladies and gentlemen, the Houston Nets.
Houston Nets. You guys ready for the Houston Nets? That is. Oh, oh, oh. I'm surprised how people can actually fit in that tiny little door area.
I know, it's a tiny door.
Yeah, I imagine like actually do stuff like crawling. That's Ryan on the sticks here or what? Is that Ryan on the big boy machine now?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Looks like it, from what I see.
Yeah. No, it's probably not.
Good.
We used to have to run cables up there every game before we permanently installed them.
Upwards?
One that one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a good half an hour job during setup. Somebody running all the mic cables over there. Eventually we ran permanent cables, so you just need to plug in the mic. Sounds like a YouTube conference. I can do it already. Not all the goals, they just been very messy goals.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Houston Nets. Let's have a nice round of applause for these young men. Okay, fans, at this time, we'd like to invite you to come down closer to the boards to compete in the Lions Weight Trucker Puck competition. And of course, the person whose puck lands closest to center ice will be the winner. So we'll count it down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Truck your pucks.
Yeah!
Thank you, man.
I thought it would have been hilarious if it was only
You got like all the goals. None of them particularly good. Easily seen. This one. The other one's
Any more?
For making that save before
Give him a moment!
here is
Okay, we'll determine the winner and let you know the winner.
she went to the left, deflected it.
Matt, did you see that? A little kid, they had a few little kids. A little kid threw the puck to the guy that was the glass wall. He tried to throw it and just hit the glass wall.
And the winning puck number is 25. Winner is 25. And Whoever purchased truck number 95 is today's winner of the Wild Lions Weight Truck Putt competition. Lions Weight is proud to support
What is
RPI.
Lions Weight
Thank
anyway?
you to all who participated and congratulations to the purchaser of truck number 25.
I'm not too old to go there. I could pass as a high school kid. I would just need to shave. Actually, if you shaved, I'm pretty sure you could pass as a high school kid. Whoever said you can, sorry, man. You could pass as a high school kid.
February 10th.
I don't think you pass as a high school kid if you shave your beard.
My father's senior year in college, he was gonna play, and like director's daughter, thought he was like high school. No,
Thank you. College graduate, thank you very much.
5 years old. I got her shooting.
Reminder, folks, the RPI men's hockey team takes on Colgate University next Friday, February 3rd, for its annual Military Appreciation Night. Present your military ID for a free ticket. The puck drops at the Houston Fieldhouse at 7 p.m. Contact the box office 518-276-6262 to purchase your tickets. Friday, February 3rd, RPI men versus Colgate, 7 p.m. Military Appreciation Night. more information or to book your cruise vacation today, visit yankeetrails.com or call 286-2400. Let's cruise with Yankee Trails World Travel.
Dude, I went to the midnight show and that was still packed. 9:31 that turned people away. I'm still upset.
You know, it's no wonder it's such delicious hot chocolate comes from a place known for great dairy products and coffee, and it has the same impact. That's value. Thank you. I know that dairy chocolate
Third period underway. Laura Horwood with a quick shot. And now a pass in front. Another try, and the redirection from Horwood off the pass from Tomlinson is stopped by Harrison, and she holds on to it. Good start to the third for the Engineers, who are down a goal.
Oof, that was a quick start to the game. Already the aggression being turned on by RPI. They're looking to close this gap and retie the game up.
Face off in the St. Lawrence zone. Back to the point. Oro's a try, and that one skipped off a skate into the corner. Played around behind. Saints trying to break out. Broken up by Horwood again. Grauer behind. Kirsten Pedalis back to Grauer. Now down the middle. Nielsen stick handling. Ahead for Edney. Stolen away. Iwanski off the boards. Back to picking up Thomas. Shot in. Engineers want to get a change. It'll be stopped by Harrison behind the goal. Shot right back in by the Engineers. 3-2 is the St. Lawrence lead. RPI with some early opportunities here in the third.
And it looks like we got a stray stick on the ice picked up.
Shot comes. It's turned away by Solander and the try by Miller. And now skated ahead. Here's Rapace in. Fed up the wall, Miller.
And it looks like St. Lawrence looks to clear. RPI getting the puck, starting to go back on down, going right back on offense.
Wren stopped up at the blue line. Hilwa and Rooney, and it's carried on by the Saints. Here's Grant walking right in. Drop pass. Vespa shot blocked by Ferroli. Who just got in the way there. Sometimes that's all you have to do as a defenseman. Break up the play. Puck behind the goal. It's Grant for the Saints. Rooney back to pick it up for the Engineers. Now it's out to center ice, carried in by Katie Rooney. Poked away by Moore. Behind the goal. Swept behind. Reyes, blind backhand pass out in front. Edney to the point. Gathered there by Grauer. Back down low. Centering pass. That's swatted away. Reyes once more. She scored the second Saints goal. Looking for the backdoor play. Pedalis, they nearly had it timed perfectly. Pass just a little bit too far out of the reach of Pedalis. Behind the net now. And we work towards the point and swept, not out, kept in by Grauer. Gathered there by Katarina Sepper. Engineers couldn't get it out. Miller behind the cage. Fed down low. They find Marchment just off the bench. And now far point. Centering pass off a skate comes to Kimberly. RPI now having a bit of trouble getting out of its own end. That one took a funny hop off the end boards and pops right out in front of the net. Sepper able to help it out to center. Now carried on further. It's Tomlinson. Poked off her stick and back come the Saints. A 3-on-2. Marchment drops it off. Cross ice feed broken up nicely by Hansen. It was the big three, that top line for the Saints breaking in the zone on a 3-on-2. But Josephine Hansen made the play to thwart the opportunity. Now Grant breaking free. They don't look to her. It's broken up, and now Thomas will skate the other way. 3-on-3 for the Engineers. Thomas in. One hands the puck behind the goal away from McClure, but it's gathered by Moore. Alex Moore up the boards. Hannah Miller for the Saints. Pass behind the intended target Gold. It'll be gathered by Hansen once more. She can't clear. Can't get it by Grant. Second effort, shot coming, and a save by Solander as Dakota Gold with the opportunity there. 2 goals and an assist for Gold in 23 games for the Saints, or Goldie, I beg your pardon, with the opportunity.
Yeah, so far RPI's been doing a good job getting on offense, keeping the puck in the offensive zone for them, but really haven't been able to take as many shots as I think they would like. They got to start to get a few clear shots, and they can make the difference in the game, tie it up again.
Chance right off the draw for the Saints. Bobbles away. Here is Vespa. Kept in. Spinning at the point was Moore. Now a shot blocked by Hayes. Megan Hayes for the Engineers. She's tied up and lost it to Grant. Vespa, tight angle shot there and a save made by Solander, point blank. Puck will come down behind the RPI net. It was an early flurry for the Engineers here in the period, but since then, all Saints. That one fed wide of goal, stopped by Harrison. Raspa comes flying in and she'll cover. 14:25 to play in this one. Saints have a 3-2 lead.
And she thought about letting it go a little bit, thinking about just nipping it off to one of her teammates, but then Raspa came flying in, forced her to cover up and forced the face off. Good play.
Draw here. Saints have it. It's Pedalis behind the goal. She wrapped up by Rooney. Butterfield. Swatted away. Now Reyes. Overtaken by Horwood, but threw it right onto the tape of Butterfield and out to center. Comes Edney, making moves on Kimberly, draws the penalty. It's going to be a trip on the RPI junior defenseman, and the Engineers touch it. They get a whistle. Fifth power play chance here coming up for the Saints. 0 for 4.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got to wonder how RPI is worried about the St. Louis power play. They have not gotten a single goal on a power play despite coming into the game with 16%. So statistically speaking, this might be the chance where St. Louis finally gets that goal, but if they do, that is something RPI cannot afford. A 2-point lead is much harder to overcome than a 1 point.
Face-off win. It'll be Miller who plays catch with Pedalis. Miller, a one-timer, blocked by the shin pad of Bohonic. Now Webster. Back to Pedalis. Webster again. Into the slot. Circle. Pedalis, one-timer, skips off the pad of Solander. And now Tomlinson, plenty of time and space, trying to find a breaking Horwood shorthanded. Ends up just firing it down the ice, and Horwood will now try to pin it up in the corner. Stolen away by Marchman, who flings it cross ice for Miller. Into the zone, Hannah Miller all the way down low. Centering pass and a one-timer wide from Marchman. To the point, here's Moore. Miller thought about a slapper, down low. Fed all the way through the crease, and Marchman, it was Marchman with the pass. Webster was tied up.
Yeah,
couldn't get her stick on the ice.
Marchman hesitated a little bit there, and that cost her potentially a deficit starting goal.
Carried along, here is Vespa. She'll go behind the goal. 48 seconds to go on the power play. Moore. McClure. Moore. One-timer, that one's wide. Vespa had it for a moment, poked free by Wren. She jumps back on. Here's Edney. Back to the point. Moore to the half wall. Shot coming, and she scores. She snuck it through Solander. One she'll want back. A power play goal makes it 4-2. Not a great angle from Amanda McClure, but she picks up her 5th goal of the year, the junior from Stratford, Ontario.
Yeah, the puck kind of just bounced in a little bit in there. Kind of was able to sneak it in between the goalie and the goal post. So shot was a little unsteady, but it gets the job done. As I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how pretty the shot is, just whether it's a goal or not.
Face off here after the goal. A 2-goal lead now for the Saints, who are now 1 for 5 on the power play. Towards the point, carried out to center. Cross ice feed from Hansen is a good one. Raspa a wrister wide. Hits off the back of the net. Rooney trying to find it. Grauer does. And now Rooney again. Katie Rooney trying to stick handle through the legs of Marchman. She steals it away. Just lobs it down out to center. Bohonic. Up the wall, gets it as far as Horwood. Stick handling in, now Tomlinson. Tried to center. Horwood tried to help it out in front for Raspa. Nothing happening there either. Dug out of the corner. Marchment kept in by Wren on the backhand. Marchment again. On for Miller. Pass was behind Nielsen and all the way down. It will be icing on the Saints. 11:14 to play in this one. A little bit of a cushion now for St. Lawrence for the first time tonight.
Yeah, maybe they might start to ease up a little bit. They might sort of take it from fifth gear, go back to like third, second, and sort of ease up on the offense a little bit. If they do that, RPI could capitalize and bring us back to within one.
Draw in the Saints' end. One back to Hansen. Horwood. Fanned on the cross ice pass, and now it's going to be Marchment ahead from Miller. Marchment in. Run into by Hansen, but Hansen takes the brunt of that hit. Now right off the bench, Reyes toe drag in. Shot goes wide of Solander. And off the side of the net, and now the Engineers clear it down. Headed on goal, so Harrison will just leave it aside. Nielsen stick handling through the neutral zone. Fed on further. This is Edney. She tries to walk around Wren. That's broken up, but she jumps back out in the corner.
Assisted by number 7, Alex Moore, and number 3,
Here's Wren for RPI. She'll skate it ahead herself. Fed on to Grigsby. Right under her tape. She's knocked down. RPI fans wanting a penalty, not getting it here. As back comes Grant. Her shot broken up by Wren. Bouncing puck in the corner. Grant back on it for the Saints. Indirect to the point. Fed towards goal. Skipped wide as Vespa got a little bit too much of that tip. Back to the point now for Moore. Shot coming. That's broken up. Now Wren tried to work it behind. That's stolen away by Vespa. Kayla Vespa on the carry. Back to the point. Pedalis, wrister. That one broken up by Wren. Into the corner it goes. Ferroli and Vespa. Tap to the near side now. Wren up the wall. Broken up by Goldie. Goldie tried to center. Taken away by Rapace. Engineers do clear the zone. Forces the Saints back out on an offside, but they make a change anyway. Rapace will shoot it in. Grauer. Good connection, broken up by Tremblay. Hansen now. 9:12 to go in the third. RPI down a couple. Hilwa, stick handling, drops it off for Tremblay. Tremblay to the point. Hansen, it's shot. That one hit bodies, trickling into the circle. Hilwa leaning on Grauer. Bohonic jumps into the attack now. Hilwa trying to stick handle out in front. It's knocked free, and back comes Webster. On for Marchment. Great play by Tremblay to break it up. Engineers back in. Tremblay stick handling. She's tripped up. Penalty coming. Great shift from Ali Tremblay. Now back to the point. Bohonic a shot. That one hit a leg, and we get a touch. And RPI will pick up its fifth power play chance here. With 8:38 to go in the third. It's going to be a trip. And that's just pure hustle from Ali Tremblay.
Yeah, all of RPI's goals today have been from power plays. So this is their chance to get it in there and get that score. 8 minutes left, about 8:38 left in the game. They can easily make this a one-point game.
Face off here. Dug out by Horwood. She's tied up by Edney, and now Edney trying to skate with it. A chance to break shorthanded. Kaylin Nielsen, a shorthanded breakaway. Shot high and wide. So the Engineers dodge a bullet there as Nielsen got free. Now back come the Engineers. Flipped in by Tomlinson, run into by Moore. Power play, and another one coming for the Engineers. They'll be 5-on-3 for a minute 36. Big penalty to take there, and again, it's moving her feet that's drawing the penalties here for the Engineers. This time it's Tomlinson trying to work up the wall, and they'll say she was interfered with by Moore.
Yeah, that is an ill-advised penalty for St. Lawrence at this point in the game. They got a little bit overconfident, most likely, and that caused those two power play penalties to occur. RPI can now get back into this game and could do so very quickly.
Face-off won by the Engineers, 5-on-3 power play. Bohonic. Now Hansen, back to Bohonic. Down low, Tomlinson. That pass in front was broken up by McClure. Horwood Hansen, Bohonic, one-timer in front, and it was fed across the goal mouth again by Horwood. And now that one skips out to center ice. Horwood, a minute to go on the 5-on-3. She'll carry it in at the point. Feeds it into the corner. First one to it's going to be Marchment. Trying to clear, knocked down by Wren. Kimberly, Wren. Down low, Tomlinson fed it through again, and no one's on the back end of these backdoor passes here. RPI's trying to connect. Wren, across. Kimberly, down low, Horwood. Trying to feed it in front again. It's broken up. And stick handled behind to Tomlinson. 30 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Skips by Horwood to the corner. Horwood knocked down in the corner. Puck loose. Who can find it? Rooney pops free to Kimberly. Horwood. Kimberly again. Wren walking in. Throws it off a foot. A chance to clear, and the Saints do. Marchment all the way down. Left aside by Solander. Penalty about to expire. 24 seconds left now of power play time for RPI as Pedalis is out of the box. Kimberly, cross ice pass broken up. Wren keeps it in on the backhand. Rapace, 5 seconds to go in the power play. Thrown in front, knocked out of the air by Grant. Right to Bohonic. Fed across, it's broken up by a sliding Pedalis. A chance to clear all the way down. This is going to be icing on the Saints, and we get a stoppage.
Yeah, RPI was not quite able to capitalize on those power play opportunities. That's a big loss for them. That also means that instead of being 2 for 4 on the day for power plays, they go down to 2 to 6. RPI really missed out on a big opportunity there. Face off it on the ice is won by St. Lawrence. They're now heading on down. RPI reclaiming the puck in their own zone. Quick pass down the ice. Little scuffle for a puck. RPI keeping clear possession. Shot on goal. Not quite in. It looks like it bounced off the post, and St. Lawrence once again clears the puck all the way on down. They're going to be called for icing. So we're going to have a stoppage. Yeah. St. Lawrence doing a good job so far, keeping the lead stable right now. They got about 5 minutes, 40 seconds left, doing a really stellar job keeping the lead, not really allowing RPI too many opportunities for a shot on goal. They really are just keep clearing that puck over and over.
So that one hit the, I believe, the crossbar, but they're going to look at it. Sabrina Rapace with the chance there in a big spot, but they will review.
Yeah, 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. This is going to pose a big opportunity for either team. This call could very well dictate the game right here. Officials are currently talking it over right now as we speak. It's one of those you got to wonder the longer it takes. And they do say no goal. Our score will remain at 4-2. So RPI is still going to have a little bit of a 2-point deficit in this game. Face off at the ice.
Draw here, one back to Bohonic. She'll take a slap shot, hit the foot of Marchment into the corner. It'll be worked out by Grauer to center. Bohonic once more off the near wall. Picked up by Goldie. Flipped into the RPI end. Hansen. 5:20 to go in the third period. Cross ice pass broken up by Miller. Rooney back to pick it up. And now Hansen once more for RPI. Back to Rooney. Center ice connection. Tomlinson trying to make a move on Grauer. Drops it back. It'll be picked up by Miller. Trying to glove it down at the point was Hansen. Taken over and shot in. Wide of goal by Webster. 4-2 Saints with 4:50 left. Stick handling Wren. With speed into the attacking zone, 4 Engineers change behind her. She's bottled up by Moore. They square off behind the net, taken away by McClure. Reyes up ice. Here comes Nadine Edney, sophomore from Mississauga, Ontario. Tight angle shot and a save by Solander. Into the corner they go. Engineer on her stomach was Hayes. RPI works it to center. Tremblay fights her way ahead, crosses the red line and dumps it in. Moore. McClure. Trying to one-hand it up the wall was Hayes. She goes down. Tied up by Nielsen, puck out to center. McClure across. Good read by Rapace, takes one up high. And we're gonna get a penalty here. And I don't know about this one. Rapace's gonna go off here. We'll see what the call is. It looked like she was standing her ground. You have
It's one of those. It's one of
yeah,
those.
it's a body check. Yeah, it was one of those plays.
Yeah, one of those gray areas that the official has to make a judgment call. They decide to call the body check.
Yeah, you have your own ice that you're standing in. It looked like she was just standing there. But we'll leave it at that. Power play for the Saints. They're 6. They're 1 for 5. There's been, I guess now, 12 penalties. This is the first one I've disagreed with, so I guess that's a good percentage. Anyway, shot coming, fluttering towards goal. It was broken up. Here's Tomlinson shorthanded. Engineers could use something shorthanded here. No 2-on-1. Horwood tried to play it across, and a good stick by Pedalis to break it up. Needed some elevation on that puck, did Horwood, trying to give it back to Tomlinson. Looked like they were the only 2 skating on the play. Really shouldn't have been a 2-on-1 if you're the Saints there. Moore. Across. Here's Nielsen in. Drop pass Reyes. Trying to jam it out in front, and it's stolen away, just given away really to Grigsby. She'll shoot it off the wall. Thomas will chase. McKenna Thomas in the corner. Knocked off the puck. To center now. Edney. Reyes. Plays it through her own legs, tried to center. That's broken up, and now Thomas will tap to center ice. Grigsby has it knocked away. Moore in. Rister wide. Iwanski. Bouncing puck. Grigsby carries on. She'll stop and turn and shoot. And a glove save by Harrison. She'll leave it aside for Pedalis. No whistle here as the Saints want to keep things moving. 15 seconds to go in the power play. 2 minutes left in the third. 2-goal lead for St. Lawrence as well. In comes Webster across for Miller. Drop pass Marchment. Makes a move. Shot coming. That one's blocked. Marchment again. Carrying behind. Centering pass. Skips off an RPI stick to the point. Backhanded down low by Pedalis. Webster. Cross point feed. Rister coming. Looking for the deflection. And Butterfield just flipped it wide. Bohonic. Off the boards. Good connection. Here's Hilwa. From Cary, North Carolina, Rister blocked right back to her, off to the bench. Goes Solander with 1:18 to go. 6-on-5 hockey here. The Engineers down a couple. Raspa up top. Rister coming. Save made by Harrison. They'll play it up the boards. Intercepted by Tomlinson. She'll stick handle into the corner. Centering pass knocked away by Harrison's goalie stick. Back to the point for Oli. Lines up a slapper, and that one deflects over the top. 54 seconds to go. And now a chance to break. Empty net for RPI. Marchment one-on-one with Ferroli. Shoots it off Ferroli's leg. And it's picked up by Raspa. Horwood in. She's double team, lost the puck. Scrapping away was Raspa, trying to keep it alive. Now it's out to center. Rolling puck there. Diving effort by Hansen, but it will be an empty net goal for Kayla Vespa. Her 4th goal of the season makes it 5-2.
Yeah, that's got to be a little bit of a deflator right there for RPI. Yeah, they had a chance to make the closer game, make it 4-3, but puck just didn't fall from that time.
Vespa picks up the tally here. It was determination from the first year from Hamilton, Ontario, for her 4th of the season. She worked her way right past Hansen, made one lunging, diving effort, but couldn't beat her to the puck. Back to the net goes Solander. It'll be flipped in. Or Apache, a backhand shot. That one's blocked. It'll be played behind, and that will do it for this one. 5-2 Saints. Was a closer game than the final score will indicate. The Engineers with the opportunities at the post. Had a 5-on-3 power play late in the third. Were not able to pull any closer than 4-2. The empty netter from Vespa makes it 5-2. Final shots were 39-18. St. Lawrence, and you have the top two of the top 5 teams in the country come into the Houston Fieldhouse this weekend. A tough go of it for the Engineers. They gave it their all, scored a couple of goals against 2 goalies who give up less than 2 goals a game. So in the end, not a bad effort if you're RPI, but you're going to need some points in the upcoming weekends if they want to solidify their spot, in the postseason. Saints well on their way to that. Trying to pull away from Cornell, trying to hang with Clarkson are the Saints in the ECAC hockey standings. Your final score, 5-2. Final thoughts coming.
Yeah, well, like you said, the score is a lot. It's very deceiving. RPI was pretty close to the game. It was 2-3 for a while, 2-1, 2-2. It got a little bit away from them come the third period. That's nothing you can really do. As you said, Perry, St. Louis is a top 5, very good, probably solidified their playoff status. RPI, as you said, got to be in the top 8 to get into the playoffs, currently 7. Probably will still be able to retain it. I'm optimistic about it. Other notes, St. Lawrence completely outclassed RPI when it came to shots on goal, over doubling the shots that RPI had with 39, almost gained 40 shots. But a few positive notes, RPI did win more faceoffs than St. Lawrence, 27-26. And RPI did capitalize more on their power plays, capitalizing on 2 of their 6, where St. Lawrence only capitalized on 1 of their 6. So overall, despite what the score says, RPI still played a very tough game, worked hard throughout the whole thing. Very strong, not as strong as finish as they could have hoped. Possibly if they were able to close the game out, I think they could have won this one, and that would have been a major upset. So anyway, this was the RPI Fieldhouse game, RPI TV, women's hockey. Final score once again, RPI 2, St. Lawrence University 5. Yep, so this is Sam signing off, and as well as Perry, we hope you have a wonderful evening.